Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get us started. I am the face you're going to see today or hear from the most. Liz is at a statewide Indivisible meeting that's going on at the same time, and we haven't figured out how to clone her yet. So stuck with me tonight. So welcome to our last meeting before the election. You've all been working really, really hard, and you know, in many ways, we've been working towards this day for 3.5 years. And it's tough right now because we got to keep our eye on the prize and somehow muster up enough energy to get through these last 19 days. If you don't count today, it's 19 days until November 3rd. And but we've got a couple of really important Indivisible Huron Valley actions that we are going to need everybody's help on. And so those are coming up. I do some announcements. I'm going to tell you first about the big events that are coming up that Indivisible Huron Valley is sponsoring. So mark your calendars. This will be, of course, on our calendar, but it'll also be in our newsletters. Jonathan has kindly agreed to do weekly newsletters between now and the election. And so that'll be in there. It'll also be on our Facebook page. The first one that you need to remember is Saturday, October 24th. And on the 24th, Indivisible Huron Valley is going to sponsor a lit drop in Milford, in the village. Now, thank you to all you wonderful people that did the lit drops in White Lake and Highland. That was hardcore campaigning. This lit drop, called Milford Wrap Up, will be like a walk in the park, believe me. Because we're going to meet at Holly Nickerson's house and pick up a packet of door hangers and a little directions and map to a neighborhood in the village of Milford. No minivan, no address list. You're just going to go to this little neighborhood and put a door hanger on every single door in that neighborhood. That's it. So that's the plan. And as I said, it's going to be easy peasy. You can pick up your packets at Holly's house anytime between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. And we'd hope that all the literature will be delivered by around 4 p.m. that day. Now, as a matter of fact, that also happens to be Denise Forrest's birthday. I won't tell you which one because I don't know. Probably 25, that would be my guess, or 30 maybe. But to celebrate her birthday and really to give our gift, Indivisible Huron gift to her, is to do this lit drop. And it's a way to show our gratitude for putting herself out there and running against Maddox. It's not an easy task to do, and she's really done, her whole team has done such a wonderful job. And so this is a way to help her out and pay her back. So that's October 24th, Saturday. October 31st. Is our other Indivisible Huron Valley activity, and that happens to be Halloween. And there is a lot of scary stuff going on out there. We don't know that. So we're going to be in the spirit of Halloween, and we're calling it a Halloween phone bag party because that's what we do, right? When we have a phone bank, we make it into a party. There'll be 3 shifts. There'll be one at 10 a.m., one at noon, and one at 2. And our group is going to be there for all 3. We'll be hosting it. We'll be having some fun and games afterwards, after we're done calling. But if you come to the Zoom, check in, and then make phone calls for about 90 minutes, we'll come back. We would thought it would be really fun if people maybe dressed up. But here's the cool thing, it's Zoom, so you only have to come up with a costume that's from the waist up. So that should be pretty easy. And just, you know, to get into the spirit of things. And then we also were talking to the DEM 2020 committee that we had a lot of nostalgia around our favorite treat that we would get on Halloween when we were kids. And so it might be fun if you brought a piece of that treat. And we had that little conversation about the best treats when we were a kid, when we were trick-or-treating. And there might be some more surprises. So lit drop on the 24th, phone banks, 3 shifts. We're going to just knock a lot of phone calls out on the 31st. And if you've never phone banked before, this is a great time to try it because Sarah will be there. She's a patient, wonderful teacher, and she'll walk you through it and get you started. And it's going to be really, easy to figure out. Okay, so those are our two Indivisible Huron Valley sponsored things that we're going to be doing that are coming up. And really, we need everybody's help on that. But as Jonathan has put up our website, remember, indivisiblehv.com is your one-stop shopping for all of your volunteer needs. And so if you're wondering, what can I do? You know, I've got some free time this week. I want to help the cause. This is the final stretch here. You can go to the website, Jonathan's got it there, and you go to the calendar. So if you go up to the menu and you can find the calendar, and you're going to click on the calendar, and out pops this beautiful thing, and you can go on any day of the week and find something that you can click on to do. For instance, you have a free Tuesday. Lucky you, at 11 o'clock, Denise has got a regular phone bank going on. So you can click on that, and it'll take you right to the link where you can sign up to make phone calls for Denise. So that works for every single one of our candidates, Denise Forrest, and our other adopted candidate, Julia Pulver, but also our blue ribbon candidates as well. If there's a lit drop, that'll be on there. If there is canvassing, because some of our blue ribbon candidates are canvassing, you can join them by clicking on one day of the week. So it's a great resource. And then, of course, when you're done doing that volunteering, you're going to go up to the, I'm pointing things, thinking like I'm going to be able to punch the button. You're going to go up to the somethings button and click that, and you'll get this little form. So you can fill it in, and you can report how many postcards you wrote, how many door hangers you left off, and whatever you did, whatever your something house, how many phone calls you made, how many texts you made. So enter them there, and you can get this tallies. And we need a big drum roll now, because as of this morning, we had 38,365. Oh, somebody added some today. Awesome. That's great. This is terrific. We're almost at 40,000 somethings, and that's just our group. We're way ahead of where we were in 2018. So good on you guys. Come on, give yourself a pat on the back. That is fantastic. So let's keep it going if we can. We've done a lot, but we've got a couple of weeks that we really need to keep the pressure on here. So I'm going to turn it over to Denise and Lyle, because they've been working really hard on the Biden campaign. They provided Biden postcards that a lot of you have been writing, and now they're up to something else. So I'll turn it over to them.
Thank you. Good evening. We hope to have 4 caravans of at least 5 vehicles that will travel to Milford, Highland, Commerce, and White Lake. We believe that more than 5 might make it difficult to make it through stoplights and that sort of thing, but we may have a few more than 5. We hope people will participate in this. We'd like the participants to align with other people from their community. For example, we're from Commerce, so we will be covering something in Commerce Township. Only 3 vehicles participated this last Monday, and I do apologize we didn't get the news out until Sunday, but we appreciate everyone's help in getting that done. We hope that more people can participate, and the dates we've chosen are Wednesday, October 21st, Friday, October 30th,
Wow.
and Monday, November 2nd. Again, that's Wednesday, October 21st, Friday, October 30th, and Monday, November 2nd. Many of you know Jim Crane, a local Milford lawyer. He has a great big bus that you've seen around town. Yes, 2 of them now?
I think one of them is Denise Forrest, and I think this one will be a Biden one.
Okay. Anyway, he's going to participate with us. It's our intention to gather in Milford Central Park in the amphitheater parking area. And at this point, I want to bring Denise into it. We met this past Monday at 9:30 a.m. and departed at 10. And she has feelings about maybe asking you guys if there are other times that you think might be more appropriate.
My feeling is in the afternoon, if we could do it, for instance, at 4 o'clock, because many people who are working at home end at 4 o'clock, not everybody, but that could be a goal. And there'll be more people out on the street than in the morning, and also more traffic. Traffic usually is a hindrance, but these vehicles will have Biden signs, so they'll be visible to the other vehicles in the area. So that's my thought. What do you think about the time?
Well, on November 2nd, we are going to be doing 3 different road rallies at the same time, roadside rallies, and we're going to have the Denise Forrest bus. My husband drives it for us, and they're from 4 to 6. But any of the other days would be fine from 4 to 6. It's
But
just that day we're going to be in Milford, Highland, and White Lake. So, from 4
Well,
to
you
6.
know, yeah. Okay. Well, thanks, Sarah. That's good to know. Why don't we get together with you, Denise, and if you want some input. And I think that, you know, that's really up to you guys. You know, you should do whatever you think is best, and we'll just pass the information along, really, whatever you guys decide. We can talk about that maybe offline.
Okay,
Okay. All
I
right.
was just trying to get a feel.
Yeah.
how
Right.
Somebody else might feel about the time.
Right, right. Well, people can put in the chat room or the chat box. Why don't you, if you have any input on what you think would be a good time for these caravans, you can let Denise and Lyle know by typing in something in the chat box. And you can check that out and see what the comments say.
Okay, a little bit
Okay.
more. We'd like each vehicle to have a Biden-Harris sign on each side. We'd like to have 2 more signs. For example, they could be listing the participants of, what do I want to say?
Values.
Values. For example, honesty, leadership, and integrity. You've seen those signs. Also civility, empathy, and kindness. And then there could be other sayings that people may think of, like truth over lies, restore the soul of America, unite for a better America, that sort of thing. But we think it's important to have signs on the sides. We have made 2 signs, and those are the values that we have on our vehicle. And then we have Biden-Harris signs on the vehicle as well.
That's a great, I
Yeah,
really like the idea of putting the values on it. That's
Yeah,
great,
yeah.
associating that, because that's really the message, isn't it?
that's really.
Yeah.
And please call us to participate in one of the caravans, or if you have any questions, our home number is 248-685-1359. And our cell phones are 248-505-2679. And Denise's is 248-390-6439. That's the end of it.
All right. Well, thanks so much. If everybody would give input to Denise and Lyle on what you think would be a good time to have those, if you have an opinion on that in the chat box, that would be helpful to them to have that input. In the meantime, we will make sure that this gets published on our Facebook member page, and you know, Jonathan can get it in the next newsletter.
Yeah, I want to thank Jonathan for getting it, our project in the distribution Sunday.
Okay.
No problem.
Thank you for doing this. All right, Karen, if you want to just talk briefly about signs.
Yes, I have a stash of lawn signs. I have Biden, I have Peters, I do have some Julia Pulver, and I have a giant 4x6 Biden sign. I also have a sign that says, I already voted on one side, and the other side says Biden. So if you don't want that side to show, you can put it parallel to your home so that that side doesn't show. But they're at the top of my driveway, and people just pick them up because they're the plastic sleeves are in a box and the wires are up against the wall of the garage. So I'm going to put my address in the chat, and you can pick them up. Ring the doorbell if you care to talk. But people just sort of either talk to me or just pick them up. but
All right.
they're there, and I can get more. Right now I have a pretty good stash, but I can get more.
Okay, great. Thanks, Karen. And Karen and Larry Leclerc have done a really good job, and others, I'm sure, have been helping them. Done a really good job of getting Biden signs around the community. I mean, that really was an initiative that they just said, let's, and Lyle and Denise got a big one, big sign too. So it's just been, it's nice to see people just say, hey, I think we need more signs, and just get up and do it. I think that's good. So thank you, Karen, for being the sign magnet for our group.
I want to thank Rob for putting up the Northern Milford sign again.
Boy.
Along with
Yeah,
Jim.
I got to tell you that when Jim Pearson and I were putting up the Biden signs, we got a lot more honks than obscene gestures. So,
Which is always good to hear.
yeah.
Okay,
That's
I'm
great.
gonna turn it
That's
over to
great.
Sarah Moore, who's organizing our election eve roadside rallies.
Hi, nice to see everybody tonight. So on November 2nd, we are going to set up the Forest team, 3 different roadside rallies, one in Highland, one in White Lake, and one in Milford from 4 to 6 p.m. We are going to do a text bank a couple days before, a text blast, and we'll include a mobilize link in there so you can sign up for the community that you live in. We'll have signs, we'll provide signs. Our team will go to each location. We'll have somebody there to give signs out. We'll have the bus kind of drive back and forth between the areas. Just a good way. It's really simple. We get lots of horn honks, lots of happy people waving at us. Just a good way to get Denise's name out there the night before the election. And trust me, with that big bus, it is really visible. And the last time we were in Highland, Rick Hamill, the supervisor, whipped around, pulled his truck in and said, I am so damn glad to see this bus in Highland Township. So we want to make sure we're there the night before. So watch for a text blast a couple days before, maybe on Halloween, maybe on the 30th. And then we'll have the mobilized links in there where you can sign up.
Thanks, Sarah. And who knows, you might even get an undecided voter, you know.
There you go.
That would be great. So as I mentioned at the beginning, this is our last meeting before the election. And the steering committee thought that maybe what we needed this meeting was a chance to just interact with each other, kind of touch base, get a temperature reading on how everybody is, how we're all doing, how do we all feel, you know, just before we hit the ground for the finish line. So I'm going to turn it over to John right now, and he's going to handle this part of the meeting. So take it away, Jonathan.
Right. Hello, everybody. This is also an advertisement for our Saturday meetings. It's similar to what we're going to be doing next. And since you're not going to have any meetings until the election, it might be good to get out and vent a little bit. Some people think that if you just work nonstop, you'll get more stuff done. But every once in a while, you need to sharpen your tools. And I think our tools are our brains and just the energy we need to get through this crazy time that we're living through. So these kind of discussions really help, bring people together, remember why we're doing this. I mean, it's hard not to forget that, but I mean, knowing how much it matters is really important. So what we were going to do is we were going to break into a couple groups and kind of discuss some things. Could be concerns you have about the election coming up, what's keeping you up at night. I usually make a list of a million different things to talk about, and we only get through 1 or 2, but just to give you some topics to think about. We only have 20 more days. Well, as Sherri said, if you skip today, 19 more days till the election. Your friends' plans to vote, your plans to vote. Have you already voted? We got the Supreme Court, the debates. Every single time we talk about these things, it's like 4 months of news.
I got a text message from Nancy Check, who could not be at our meeting tonight. And she said, Sherri, whatever you do, tell people to help Gary Peters. If there's nothing else, then this is it, gang. This is our last meeting until November 11th. And
Where we celebrate.
I am envisioning a celebration that time. In spite of the anxiety that we're having right now a little bit. But that's what I choose to envision it as, some sort of celebration. But hang in there. We all no, we've all been working hard, but we still have some time to put in. And the main thing is we want to be able to wake up that day and the next day and be able to look our kids and our grandkids and our nieces and nephews in the eyes and say, hey, we worked as hard as we could possibly work to save the country. Because that's not hyperbole. We all know that's really what we're up against here. So anyway, it's a pleasure. Thanks for letting me sit in, Liz. And love you guys.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
all. Thank you, Sherri. Thank
Yep.
you.
Thank you.
Good night.
you.
Good night, everyone.
See you Saturday.
Bye.